Before you knock down that strange lump of mud, look closer.
Because this is not simply dried dirt stuck to your house.
That wasp may be carrying something you never expected, a spider.
Inside that mud structure is a carefully built nursery.
And unlike many feared wasps, she is working almost entirely alone.
Her appearance explains why many homeowners immediately assume danger.
But a mud dauber is not simply a yellow jacket with a strange waist. Most mud daubers are solitary and remarkably reluctant to sting people.
They generally do not defend their nests like social wasp colonies.
A sting is still possible if one is trapped, threatened, or handled.
But the real mystery begins when she leaves the nest. First, she needs one of the simplest building materials on Earth.
Using her jaws, she gathers wet soil into a portable ball. Then she flies the tiny load back to her chosen shelter. Each load becomes another small section of a remarkably precise wall.
Those chambers are separate rooms, not one giant communal hive.
Once a chamber is ready, construction gives way to hunting.
For many common mud daubers, the target is another backyard predator.
Their sting is primarily a hunting tool used to immobilize spider prey.
Instead of eating it there, she carries the spider home.
The prey is placed inside the chamber for offspring she has not raised yet.
In one black and yellow mud dauber cell, the total can reach dozens of spiders. She places a single egg inside the stocked brood chamber. Then she seals the opening and begins the process again.
What looks messy to us is a row of individual nurseries. Inside the sealed chamber, the egg eventually hatches into a larva.
The stored spiders provide the food needed for its early development. After feeding, the young wasp enters the next stage inside its mud shelter. Depending on species and climate, development can pause while conditions outside change. Eventually, a new adult can chew its own doorway back into daylight.
Round holes often reveal that adult wasps have already emerged from those cells.
Myth 1. Every mud nest hides a large colony ready to attack.
Reality, these wasps generally build and provision nests as solitary females.
Myth 2. The wasp is chewing through your house to make that nest.
The structure is built from collected mud attached to a sheltered surface. Myth 3. Every mud nest belongs to exactly the same wasp.
Several different solitary wasps are commonly called mud daubers.
Species differ by region, so uncertain identification deserves caution.
Adult mud daubers are not spending every moment hunting spiders.
Much of their remarkable ecological role happens during provisioning for their young.
Different females may specialize on different kinds of spider prey.
But that does not mean every spider in your yard needs removing.
Spiders control insects too, so this relationship is ecological balance, not pest extermination.
Sometimes the hunter even loses. The spider can become the predator.
Mud daubers can use visual landmarks to relocate their nest.
That familiar porch corner can become part of her navigation map.
In temperate regions, many are especially noticeable during the warmer months.
A good nest site combines shelter, building material, and nearby prey.
So its presence can tell you something about the habitat around your home.
That still does not mean every mud dauber nest should stay exactly where it is.
A known serious sting allergy changes the risk calculation immediately.
And never assume an unfamiliar wasp nest is harmless just from its location. Misidentifying a social wasp colony could turn a simple inspection into a bad idea. High-traffic locations can justify relocating people or arranging responsible nest removal.
Mud nests also should not be allowed to obstruct machinery, vents, or critical openings.
What you should not do is blindly strike an active nest at close range.
If it is correctly identified and safely located, simply watching may be enough.
If you do not want future nests, prevention is safer than repeated confrontation. Sealing access points and reducing sheltered clutter can discourage unwanted nesting.
When removal is necessary, first determine whether the nest is still active.
Do not grab, squeeze, or try to move an occupied nest by hand.
And breaking one open for curiosity destroys the protected brood chamber. Even an old-looking nest can tell a story if you examine it from a distance.
And now comes the strangest twist. Another wasp may want this old house.
Blue mud daubers are known to renovate and reuse older mud dauber nests.
Some even carry water to soil instead of collecting ready-made wet mud.
A blue mud dauber can disturb a web to draw its hidden owner outward.
In North America, blue mud daubers are famous for hunting widow spiders.
So an abandoned nest can sometimes become valuable real estate for another predator.
Now return to that mud patch you were about to knock down. Leaving it alone is sensible in some places, but not an absolute rule.
In a low-risk location, leaving the nest lets an extraordinary life cycle continue.
Weeks or months later, that dried mud may release a new solitary hunter. Sometimes the ugliest patch on your wall is actually one of nature's smallest nurseries.